Welcome, dear Aries, both the fiery newcomers and the seasoned cosmic gladiators, to Zodiac Talks Tarot, the place where ancient stardust meets bold modern insight. If you've clicked on this video wondering why everything's been feeling just a little extra lately, like life is a dramatic trailer for a movie you didn't audition for, well, congratulations! You've stumbled into the final week of June 2025. And the cosmic portal is wide open like an all-you-can-eat buffet for the soul. And no, this isn't just woo-woo in a glittery wrapper. This is big. Real. Energetic tectonic shift kind of big. And you, Aries, as always, are first in line, shoulders squared, eyes forward, possibly forgetting your helmet in the rush. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the dojo. If you're returning, you already know this channel doesn't do fluff. We blend deep astrological wisdom, psychological nuance, and yes, a whisper of Buddhist clarity for those of us who've realized the stars and samsara often rhyme. And Aries? You are in the spotlight this week not just because you're loud, and let's admit, sometimes gloriously so, but because the stars are setting the stage just for you. It all kicks off with Jupiter entering Kazimi, a fancy celestial term meaning the big guy sitting right in the heart of the sun, at the very same degree as the Cancer new moon. That's 4 degrees of ready or not, transformation is here. And for you, Aries, this isn't a time to play it cool. It's a time to feel. Yes, feel. I know feelings aren't usually your weapon of choice. But this isn't a sword fight. It's an emotional alchemy chamber, and you're being invited to turn old pain into personal power. Cancer energy brings the softness, the soup, the introspection. Not your typical Aries vibe, I know. But here's the deal, you're not being asked to become a crab. You're being asked to care boldly, love like a warrior, and build inner strength that no battlefield could shake. It's about turning that sharp flame of yours inward, not to burn yourself out, but to illuminate what's been hiding in the shadows. And let me be honest, as someone who's studied this cosmic dance for decades, this kind of transit doesn't just come around for fun. It calls you out. Old patterns may rise. You might find yourself arguing with a memory or crying in the grocery aisle over peaches that remind you of your grandmother's kitchen. That's okay. That's the medicine. Emotions aren't weakness. They're power in slow release. So whether you're a sun sign Aries, moon, rising, or just an Aries at heart, this week is your cue. The universe has handed you a golden key. Are you bold enough to unlock what's next? Stick around. Subscribe. And let's navigate this divine chaos together, one cosmic laugh and hard-earned insight at a time. If your body has been acting up lately, buzzing palms, twitchy shoulders, bizarre dreams that feel more like plot lines from a forgotten sci-fi novel, it's not random, and it's definitely not just last night's garlic noodles. What you're experiencing is energetic realignment, and whether you like it or not, Aries, you're the one getting called to the front of the cosmic class. You don't get to skip this chapter just because it makes you feel things. This is not a glitch, it's an upgrade. A spiritual firmware update from the universe. The kind where the patch notes say, fixed, emotional numbness. Added, soul-level clarity, and occasional crying in public. Now let's be honest, reading manuals isn't your thing. Aries doesn't ask questions first. You kick down the door and figure it out as you go. But this week, the stars are handing you a very un-Aries task: pause and feel. Yep. Feelings. Those squishy, inconvenient little truths that live somewhere between your gut and your chest cavity. The universe isn't punishing you, it's inviting you to integrate. Expect to wake up at 3 a.m. with epiphanies that feel like they were sponsored by your higher self. Expect spontaneous truth bombs to roll off your tongue during conversations that were supposed to be about, like, sandwiches. Expect to grab your journal and write 14 pages in all caps before realizing you're channeling your inner guru. This isn't just emotional noise. This is your inner world being recalibrated for what's ahead. Because let's not forget, this is the year of triumph 2025. But no one wins by sprinting through a firestorm with 20 pounds of emotional avoidance strapped to their back. This phase is where you learn that courage isn't always about charging ahead, it's about holding still long enough to feel what you usually outrun. And just when you think you've got a handle on it, here comes the real plot twist. June 26 through June 29, when Mercury moves into Leo and turns your mind into a full-blown stage show. The volume goes up, the monologues begin, and every thought feels like it should come with its own standing ovation. For Aries, this is a boost, no doubt. Your voice wants to be heard, and now it can roar. But don't forget, just because you can say something doesn't mean you should say everything. Timing, as the Buddha wisely pointed out, is half the truth. On June 27, Mercury trines Saturn. Here's your shot to ground that wild passion in something useful. Make the spreadsheet. Write the business plan. Send the proposal. Passion alone is fire, passion with structure, that's legacy. Then comes June 28, with Mercury trining Neptune. Expect divine downloads, moments of clarity while folding laundry or walking your dog. Yes, the universe works in mysteriously mundane ways. The challenge here? Don't overanalyze the message. Receive it, feel it, and let it soak into your intuition. June 29 is the boss level, Mercury opposes Pluto. This is the emotional showdown between your truth and whatever's been suppressing it internally or externally. The old Aries might have bulldozed through it, speech blazing, ego flaring. But not this version. This version knows that speaking your truth doesn't mean incinerating everything in its path. Power is real, but power with compassion is transformation. Here's your cheat code: you can't outmuscle Pluto. You can only outgrow it. When that tension rises, don't react, evolve. Stay sharp, stay honest, and stay awake. This isn't chaos. This is your becoming. You're not just enduring a shift. You're embodying it. And if that comes with buzzing hands and tear-streaked journals, good. That means you're doing it right. The strange has officially gotten stranger, and if you're feeling like reality's been edited by a surrealist poet with a twisted sense of humor, congrats, Aries. You're exactly where the cosmos wants you. This portal isn't just moonbeams, essential oils, and vague affirmations. No, this is the real deal energetic weirdness, and yes, it's personal. The universe isn't here to entertain you, it's here to evolve you. And it's using every tool in its mystical little toolbox to get your attention. Deja vu that slaps you in the face like a karmic boomerang? Check. Tech glitches that occur precisely when you're about to send that risky text or launch a half-baked business idea? Check. Seeing 1111 so often you're wondering whether to light a candle or send it an invoice for emotional rent? Double check. You're not losing it. You're tuning in. The veil is thinning, and while most people will dismiss these signs as just stress or Mercury being retrograde again, spoiler, it's not. You, dear Aries, are being chosen to feel what others avoid. You're being asked to notice, to slow down for a second, not forever. Don't worry and recognize the deeper currents at play. That odd flutter in your chest when someone says something seemingly small? That's a download. That glitch in your favorite playlist skipping to a song you haven't heard in years? That's a message. When you start seeing reality wink at you like it knows a secret, you're on the right frequency. But let's not pretend you're flawless in all this. There are some classic Aries pitfalls lurking in the shadows. You know who you are. And if you don't, ask the 5 half-finished projects currently judging you from your desktop. The temptation to do everything all at once will be strong. But this is a portal, not a sprint triathlon. Don't start 5 soul missions at the same time just because you got inspired at 3 AM with a cup of cinnamon tea and a TikTok quote that hit too hard. Also, maybe just maybe don't unload your entire 5D awakening story on your next hinge date. Ease into it. Save the light language for date 3. And let's talk about the ego. It's sneaky. It won't show up as a roaring lion. No, it'll show up wearing mala beads and calling itself your inner guru. It'll tell you that your truth is the truth trademark, and that if people can't handle it, it's because they're not high vibrational enough. That's not wisdom. That's just Aries and spiritual drag. Stay sharp. So how do you navigate this cosmic obstacle course like the Aries ninja you were born to be? Let's break it down. June 24th, Jupiter Kazimi, this is the day to tap into emotional bravery. Not brute strength, actual courage. Create space to feel without the usual Aries urge to fix, fix, fix. If you feel the need to build a metaphorical castle around your heart, maybe don't. Light a candle, not a fuse. June 25th, Cancer new moon, this is your fresh start moment. Set intentions so audacious they make your past self want to run and hide. But don't just dream. Mars in Virgo is handing you a to-do list. Take one grounded action. Just one. You don't have to leap, you just have to move. June 26th to 28th, Mercury in Leo trines Saturn and Neptune, your voice matters. Not because it's the loudest in the room, though let's be honest, it often is, but because it's rooted in something deeper now. Express your truth not for the performance, but for the healing. June 29th, Mercury opposes Pluto, something will press your buttons. Hard. When that trigger hits, your instinct may be to react like a dragon on espresso. Don't. Instead, ask, what power am I reclaiming here? That one question turns chaos into clarity. This portal isn't here to confuse you, it's here to crack you open in all the right ways. But only if you let it. And Aries, I know surrender isn't your favorite word, but sometimes the bravest thing you can do, is just pause long enough to listen. What you're going through right now isn't the end of the road, it's not even the grand finale. It's the middle chapter. The messy, uncomfortable, deeply transformative part of the story where the hero, that's you, Aries, realizes that their old ways of doing things just aren't cutting it anymore. Remember that wild eclipse back on March 14th? That wasn't just dramatic sky theater, that was the prequel. This week? This is the plot twist. The wait a minute, everything is connected moment. And come September, right around the equinox, you'll see the climax unfold like the next act in a sacred screenplay your soul helped write before you even got here. Because this isn't just a shift. It's not a cute little let's set intentions and see what happens phase. You're moving through a storyline, one with depth, purpose, and cosmic choreography so intricate that even your missteps are part of the dance. Don't ghost yourself now. Don't turn away from the part where things get real. This is where it starts to get good. And once the cosmic dust settles somewhere in July and beyond, you might be surprised. The world won't suddenly transform into a glitter-drenched utopia, sorry, no unicorn parade, yet, but you will be different. Subtly, steadily, undeniably. You'll notice your mind isn't yelling as loudly as it used to. You'll feel new opportunities showing up not because you forced them into being, but because you aligned with them. You'll find yourself walking into rooms with a kind of confidence that doesn't demand attention, it commands respect. Quietly. Powerfully. This isn't your standard self-improvement pep talk. This is soul realignment. You're not here to become someone else. You're here to remember who you actually are underneath all the urgency and armor. And Aries, this is exactly what you were built for. That fire in your belly? It wasn't meant just to conquer. It was meant to transform yourself first, then everything you touch. Now, from one old soul to another, someone who's seen more than a few portals, planetary pileups, and late-night existential journaling sessions, let me leave you with this. You're not broken. You're becoming. You're not behind. You're right on time, divine time, in fact. And you're not just another person doom-scrolling through astrology content. You're a chosen one, stepping into the year of triumph 2025. So go light your fire. But this time, do it with compassion. With purpose. And maybe with a playlist that absolutely slaps while you manifest your next chapter, because let's be honest, Aries needs a good beat to transform to. And if this message hit home for you, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video. Share it with that friend who's also deep in the cosmic trenches. And make sure you subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot, where we dig deep, laugh often, and navigate the stars with both wisdom and wit. You've got this, warrior. See you on the other side.